Welcome to Red Eye. Hello, everyone. I am Tom Shillue. Let's check in with TV's Andy Levy at the Red Eye Tease Deck. Andy?
Thanks, Tom. Coming up on the big show, Elon Musk backs a universal basic income for everyone, though he worries it might leave us without any meaning in our lives. Meaning schmeaning. Bring on the video games. Come on. Plus, a 7-year-old girl asked Google's CEO for a job, but sadly he tells her to try again when she's older. I guess for now she'll have to take that job making iPhones. And finally, a fortune cookie writer quits due to writer's block. I couldn't think of a joke for this. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Andy. Let's welcome our guests. Well, we don't have champagne, but we do have the bubbly. Entertainment correspondent Jill Dobson. He co-produced the sitcom Outsourced until his job was outsourced. Comedian Michael Loftus. He doesn't cry over spilt milk, just over poorly executed presidential campaigns. Award-winning essayist, political satirist, and liberal hunk John DeVore. And as a reminder, please refrain from flash photography, especially in Times Square. Sitting right next to me, host of the Anthony Cumia Show on Compound Media, Anthony Cumia. Okay, let's start the show. The New York Times dissed President Trump by comparing him to the hero of Caddyshack. In a piece titled "The Caddyshack President," Times editorial writer Elizabeth Williamson observes, "This is Rule by Al Czervik, Rodney Dangerfield's character in Caddyshack, a reckless, clownish bore surrounded by sycophants, determined to blow up all convention." Here's the thing. This comparison has been made before to explain why Trump supporters like the man. An NPR story last month quoted a guy who says Trump's fans hear him as a comic hero and a disruptor. It was Rodney Dangerfield or Jackie Mason in the Caddyshack movies, where these two comedians played rich guys who were really average Joes, breaking down the barriers of elite institutions. And last April, the Hill website wrote, "Trump doesn't really pretend to be perfect," and that too is a breath of fresh air. In a world of self-reverential hypocrites, his flaws are obvious for the world to see, kind of like Al Czervik. So Trump supporters love what the New York Times loathes, which confirms what I've long suspected. Those two groups don't see eye to eye. So if Trump is Al Czervik, what is Mike Pence? Wang? Anthony, this is right up your alley here.
Oh, it certainly is.
Now, did you think of the Rodney Dangerfield comparison before?
Absolutely. Anytime Trump meets with a Japanese businessman, I always think of that. And send Wang up with the whole schmear. Naked lady tease, a couple of those. But I'm more insulted at even bringing Caddyshack 2 into this whole thing. The Jackie Mason character had nothing on the Rodney character.
Why did they bring that in?
I don't know, because it was NPR. What did they know about comedy? Stop it.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I absolutely think, look at Bushwood Country Club, full of stuffed shirts, stuffy establishment types. He comes in and upsets them all. Everyone, he was the most beloved character in the movie, aside from, maybe the gopher.
Absolutely. What are you shaking your head from side to side, John DeVore?
Well, you know, people don't understand Caddyshack or Donald Trump.
What?
Okay, first of all, Rodney Dangerfield is a self-made millionaire. Trump is not. He was born into wealth. And more importantly...
Small loan, $1 million loan.
More importantly, Trump would have owned the country club. Right? I mean, in Caddyshack, that's basically Mar-a-Lago.
Well, it's not a direct...
And he owns it.
But it's...
So, he's not a working-class hero. He's Ted Knight. He don't you get the sense that Trump's golf bag is kind of like Al's? You know, he's an Al wannabe, but he's a wannabe. He's one of the stuffed shirts. He owns the country club. That's the point. Al is a guy who came from nothing and became something and is shaking up the country club. Donald Trump owns the country club.
He never would have said something like, last time I saw that, a mouth like that, it had a hook in it, though.
He would never been able to come up with that.
Trump would say something insulting like that, not like Judge Smales, who just kind of was a stuffed shirt. He was absolute establishment. Trump is willing to, throw some barbs around.
Ted Knight is what happens later when he tries to be Al. Right? I mean, Trump is Ted Knight. He's trying to be Al.
Ted Knight is oh gosh, the dude from Utah, Mitt Romney,
Oh, when the stock market's got you low, what are you going to do? Oh.
And then you've got Chevy Chase would be Obama, saying a lot of cool stuff, but it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
Like hope and change, be the ball, Danny. I'll take wackadoodle Trump. Ooh, that's an interesting look. I like that.
Oh, your earpiece came out?
Oh yeah, it's like it doesn't want to be
Yeah,
here.
they're not going to talk to you.
Fantastic.
It's purely decorative.
I loved Trump the other day with Bibi. That was total Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
You know, a two-state solution, one state, whatever works for you. I'm good. 1, 2, 3. Let's make it happen. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and
He's making deals on TV.
And did you see at the press conference yesterday? He said when he was talking about the Jewish thing, he said no one. He's the least. Did you know that Trump is the least anti-Semitic and the least racist person anywhere?
Right.
He is.
He said that.
He did.
Yeah.
I believe him.
But isn't that's like Al, is it not?
He's not like Al.
He's totally like Al.
Okay, it's tiebreaker.
Hey, well, he is like Rodney Dangerfield in that he often is saying, I get no respect. Trump's always like, the media doesn't respect me. You're not respecting me. People are respecting me. And
Absolutely.
so he has that in common with Rodney Dangerfield. I'll give him that much.
And it is Jill, I believe it's more than anything else, and forget about, DeVore is obsessed with money and economics, like most liberals are.
Yes, with class and with the working people and with making sure that there are people in this country who are hurting get the help they need.
But it's the refreshing candor. Saying what the average guy says. That's what Trump does. It's about the political correctness. That's why the average guy likes him, right or wrong, Jill?
Sure. Here's the problem. I haven't seen Caddyshack.
What?
Whoa!
That is a problem. Wow. Why did we even let you on the panel
I
tonight?
know. I didn't want to admit it, but
Stereotypes here.
Something's wrong.
sorry.
Can you say 24-hour rental? I mean, I don't know if it's on Netflix, but get it.
Next thing she's going to
pay
say
the fee.
she never saw Airplane.
Oh, no, really.
I've seen Airplane.
Moving on. Last weekend, President Trump and Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe handled the North Korean missile issue on the terrace at Mar-a-Lago, surrounded by club members. Photos ended up on Facebook, and one diner posed for a pic with the guy who carries the nuclear football. All this gave liberal heartthrob John DeVore an idea. John DeVore?
Yes.
This is on, what is the thing where you raise money?
I courageously
Yes.
and bravely started a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
I am looking to raise $200,000 so I can become a member of Mar-a-Lago, right?
Yes.
So I can wander the sprawling estate wearing a kimono, searching for a moment.
That's real. Look at it.
Searching for a moment where Donald Trump, surrounded by his golf buddies, are making national security decisions, and then I can walk up and stop them.
But DeVore, can I throw a wrench into the works?
Yes.
It's not just the money. You have to pass the exam,
ridiculous.
and they're not going to
Clearly, that club, they're going to meet me, and they're going to want me to be a member. $200,000. He raised the price to $200,000 once he became president because he's selling access to his office at that stupid golf club.
If
And
he's
you
selling,
need me there.
look, if he's selling
Americans need me
access,
there.
wouldn't he raise it more? The Clintons used to take millions.
It used to be $100,000 to become a member. He becomes president.
We double it.
Right,
It's
he
the Trump-
doubles it.
it's the
so
Trump,
that he can,
bonus.
So that
Yeah,
he
it's
can,
just put times two and then
so
you go
that
with
he
it.
can then pull out his cell phone and do the nation's business with his golf buddies.
Yeah.
I need to be there to make sure we don't all die in nuclear fire.
Okay, so you got a little over $1,000. How much of
only
that did you put in yourself?
me and my mom.
Exactly. Well, I hope you get there. 'Cause
I do too.
I'd love to see you down there in the kimono. Okay.
Open. And nothing else.
A universal basic income is something usually championed by socialists and other friends of John DeVore, but recently some tech leaders have also been pushing the idea, which involves the government giving all citizens a certain amount of money to cover the basic things like food and housing. And this week, Tesla chief Elon Musk said a UBI is going to be necessary in the future because automation will lead to extremely high unemployment. Or as he put it, there will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. Musk believes that self-driving vehicles alone will lead to 12 to 15% unemployment within 20 years. And that's just the tip of the cyborg. And while he thinks the upside of robots taking our jobs is that society will have tons of cheaper goods, he also warns of the psychological downside, saying, if there's no need for your labor, what's your meaning? Do you feel useless? That's a much harder problem to deal with. Wow, Michael, that's kind of grim. I mean, are you your work?
I guess you are. And Elon Musk and I'm terrified of our robot overlords.
Yes.
We got to watch them. I say we shut them down today, like this afternoon. I don't want to live in a world without truckers. Those fine people who tell me where the good restaurants are when I'm out on the interstate, perusing America's highways and byways.
You know what, though? These automatic vehicles that don't have the driver, they're going to have computers in them that can tell you where to get the good food.
All right, so long, truckers.
Anthony, Elon Musk is... I think he's already part robot. He kind of looks like he's already melding with the technology, doesn't
Something about him, yes, cyborgish.
Yeah.
No, I like this, but we always underestimate what's going to happen after this technology becomes commonplace. More jobs become created, jobs that you never imagined. Now they come up and people take those jobs.
But enough to replace. I mean, look, we're talking about all the drivers and all the factories, because Amazon has showed us factories don't need people anymore.
Right. I don't see that happening. And to boot, the truckers thing, I saw a whole thing on sex robots, like robots for sex.
Yes.
They will be the new lot lizards for the automated truck drivers at the truck stops.
Oh, yeah.
So there will be this whole robot sex thing going on. We won't even know about it.
Wow, Jill, it sounds like utopia. He's sketching a paradise. Is it appealing?
Okay, so we're talking about robot sex in parking lots? That's what we're talking about?
Well,
That's what you heard.
We're talking actually about the income. Do you think, because Elon Musk isn't the only one, someone named Milton Friedman said long ago that a universal guaranteed income is something that is going to happen in the future.
Okay, so the idea is taking it from the rich, giving it to the poor. Haven't we seen this before? Socialism, communism, and it hasn't always worked that well in the past. So I think we should see what happens. I think Anthony's right. There's going to be jobs. Someone needs to program all these robots, fix all these robots when they break, fix their robot STDs that they're going to get from all that robot parking lot sex.
Oh, wait, the robot is going to get the STD?
Viruses.
Wow,
Viruses.
this is terrible. Devore, I took a crack at you during the read. Actually, it was the 5th crack of the show.
I'm proud of it. That's fine. But I'm here to make a difference. I'm here to change minds.
I was being unfair because it's not just liberals who are calling for this. Elon Musk is no liberal. Milton Friedman is no liberal.
No, he is not a liberal.
So what do you think of this UBI? I bet you're going to be against it now that the conservatives are for it.
And that Milton Friedman was for it? Sure. Look, this is one of This is one of the challenges of capitalism. I do sort of agree that there are jobs that will happen that we cannot foresee, but we're already seeing with factories and with automation that a lot of people are going to be put out of business because we are successful as a society, because we are creating technologies that create efficiencies. We should be investing in new jobs and investing.
What does that mean? You're always talking about investing in new jobs.
Truckers, laser gun maintenance.
And what do you do with that money? You're trying to get people to go to school.
I'm adding to Anthony's argument that we're going to have to be creating new. We have to investing in new jobs.
Yeah.
I, however, would love a basic income because I'm a sensitive man.
Yeah. Why don't you find, like a Patricia Neal type and just be a kept man?
I'm trying. I think my time is best spent writing poems.
I thought you were going to say my time as a kept man has passed, but I wouldn't say that.
That's true.
People said with the automobile that the Conestoga wagon industry would just go down the crapper. We all know how well it's doing.
No, that's where my dad made all his money.
Conestoga wagon, the old prairie schooner.
Sailboat on the prairie.
Next story. Do you like bearded guys in blue blazers? You're going to love this video. I'm getting chills. It's half inspirational video, half Men's Warehouse commercial. How can it get any better than that? Wait a minute. Can we stuff this bearded guy into the belly of a drone taxi?
Jesus.
That was one of the passenger drones set to carry commuters around Dubai starting in July. The flying taxi can go about 30 miles on a single battery charge. It's not that much, is it?
Right.
30? Wow. And has the top speed of 100 miles per hour. Sadly for Americans, it can only carry one passenger weighing up to 220 pounds.
I can fly.
You get it? You're in.
That's good.
You are in. The drones are part of several new initiatives to eliminate traffic in Dubai, including driverless cars, a hyperloop, and pseudopulse, which are catapults for businessmen. So far, the pseudopulse have not shown promising results.
They're still working on the catapults.
Yes. Yeah, you gotta get a cat. Yeah,
You gotta get that technology down first.
Michael, it's kind of interesting. It looks fun to get into that drone. I don't know if I think they're gonna need a bigger battery. What do you think?
I think so. I'm not confident with 30 miles and 1 hour battery life. Like, we gotta go. We gotta go. This terrifies me. Absolutely terrifies me. Let's double the battery life. Let's double the amount of propellers. And I read the article on this one. I read the article on this one. It's like it can handle a grown man, 220 pounds, and a suitcase.
Yeah.
Like, why did they throw that in there? Like, if you're thinking, death from above, you can still do it. It's gonna be, I wish I was there on the day they tested all these. Just had 50 of them up, just boom, 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 boom. Like reverse fireworks.
Yeah, they probably tested them with monkeys. I don't think they. I don't even know if the guy got up there yet. I think this bearded guy, he looks great.
No,
Doesn't he?
yeah, you just go to San Francisco. You can get those guys in six-packs.
You can?
I mean, they're completely expendable.
Yeah. Well, do you think drones are the future? Are they not? I saw a drone store the other day. I forget where I was. I was at the mall or something.
Drones are the future, Tom.
Yeah.
We can agree on that.
So are people going to be traveling by drones throughout our cities?
We will see once those things start falling out of the sky. The moment. Like, it's one thing to be in a cab and someone rear ends you.
Yeah.
It's another thing to fall screaming from the sky in your taxi drone.
You're watching Fox News, having your coffee, all of a sudden the drone computer system was hacked this morning. Really? What happened?
All that's needed for that business to crater is for one person to see it fly and then fall. And
I don't know what, Jill, I don't think that, I've never seen a drone crash. Have you?
No, I haven't, but there aren't that many right now, and I feel like, all the concern is, there's so much traffic on the ground, but now we have Amazon packages are going to be delivered by drone, people are going to take drone taxis.
Yep.
Isn't there going to be a traffic problem? We're just moving it from ground level to cloud level. Are we really solving anything here?
I think they're going to get in line, if I'm right, Anthony.
Yeah.
They're going to have to, like the Jetsons, you get in a straight line.
Like the Jetsons,
Yeah.
like Star Wars. You ever look out the big windows when they're having a little Jedi meeting and there's traffic out there, and that looks fine. That looks safe. I never see anything fall out of the sky there.
Yeah.
This looks awesome. Finally, the flying cars we were promised when I was growing up. I heard in the year 2000, 2017, whatever. But it does look awesome. I will never get in one.
Wait a minute.
No way!
Well, look, you get in a helicopter. This is like a helicopter, but it's got more blades.
tinier.
Tinier, and let's put the blades where it could just cut your legs off. That's good. That's a good feature. And it's got one plus to the whole thing. I'm running out of air disaster episodes to watch on TV. This will get us so many more new air disasters. They'll be crashing into the sides of buildings, planes. Someone's going to screw with them. Who's liable for it? Is the guy inside if he touched something? This just conjures up too many litigation things and logistics and everything else.
Oh, yeah, those are the new
Failure.
jobs. Drone lawyers.
Drone lawyers.
That's a new job in the future.
Yeah.
Have you fallen out of the sky in a drone? Call us.
We don't get paid till you get paid.
Yeah.
It's almost as if they don't know what to do with their money in Dubai, isn't it?
Dubai is, they do buy everything. It's amazing. More wordplay.
Yes. Okay, coming up, a 7-year-old girl tries to get a job at Google. That's a girl who knows how to pull herself up by her own Velcro straps on her shoes. It's hard to get a job these days, especially if you're a 7-year-old child. A British girl wrote a letter to the boss of Google asking him to ignore child labor laws and give her a job. It reads, "Dear Google boss, my name is Chloe and I would like a job with Google. I also want to work in a chocolate factory and do swimming in the Olympics." It's always good to have that fallback, right? My dad said I can sit on beanbags and go down slides and ride in go-karts in a job in Google. You can also search through people's search histories and use it for blackmail. That's always good. My dad told me to give you an application to get a job in Google. I don't really know what one of them is, but he said a letter will do for now. Thank you for reading my letter. I have only ever sent one other one, and that was to Father Christmas. Goodbye. Google CEO Sundar Pichai responded saying, I look forward to receiving your job application when you are finished with school.
Shot down.
Sounds like a no to me.
Yeah.
Wow, that is rude. Jill, why didn't he just say grow up?
I think that's pretty much what he is saying. It's nice that he wrote her back. I actually wrote a letter once to Diane Sawyer saying, I'm going to work in broadcast journalism. And she wrote me back. No, it's true. And I did it. I pursued the field. So, hey, I think
Wait, did you meet with her, though?
I wrote her a
you?
letter, and she wrote me back. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Right?
That is great.
Yeah.
That's the kind of gumption you need when you start in this
That's
business,
what,
right,
it's exactly what you need.
Yep.
And now I'm thinking, at first you're like, yay, heartwarming story. Little girl gets her letter responded to. But at one point, her dad was like, you need to get a job.
You're right.
And she was like, I don't know what to do, Daddy. Well, you can watch it right to Google. Why don't you do that, little Miss Noah? I need to pay for my own preschool. My father's mean to me.
Do you think it was nice for him, the dad, mentioning that she's going to be able to sit in beanbag chairs? I mean, he was giving her all the perks before she even got the job.
I think maybe that was a little backfire, you know. He's like, I work down at the robot cleaning facility that's just open because jobs like that are available now. But you'll have to get a real job somewhere, sitting on bean bags.
Yeah.
And it horribly backfired. I'm still waiting to hear back from Willy Wonka.
Yes, the chocolate factory.
Good. You need the
Says
ticket.
you want to work in a chocolate factory.
Need a golden ticket for that one, though, don't you?
I want it now. Yeah, go out and eat a lot of chocolate or something. That's hilarious. Yeah, she's going to be spoiled thinking that there's beanbag chairs and slides everywhere you work, and we all know it's a living hell.
Yeah.
In a cubicle somewhere, the poor kid going to have her whole mindset all destroyed.
Yeah. Why does she want to work at Google? I mean, like, what's wrong at home? That.
Yeah, doesn't she understand kids live at home until their 30s, way into their 30s at this point?
Well, my kids want to be
What kind of
outside.
millennial is she?
It's the American kid.
Yeah.
Devore, I think that I think you have a problem with this girl because she's such an entrepreneur, such a capitalist. Right?
Sure.
She doesn't want to live up to. She doesn't want to live. I don't know. What is it? What do you think of her?
She's a little girl. You know what?
Criticize her.
Get her. That's what you do,
All right,
you lefty.
fine. I will criticize her father for forcing her into thinking that she has to join a capitalist company.
Yeah.
She could do other things like get an MFA in creative writing.
Yep.
She could become
The arts. The liberal arts.
What's the matter with the arts? I have a BFA.
We're over. Haven't you? There's too many students out there. They're not learning the what do you call the STEM
skills?
You got to
STEMs.
She's obviously a STEM candidate, right?
I don't even think Google will be around in 20 years.
Well, I mean, I don't either. Everything gets.
I don't think
taken
any
over.
of us will be around in 20
Bringing
years.
up Judge Smales again, though, from Caddyshack. We should have wrote her back. The world needs ditch diggers, too, you know.
It doesn't matter because if I'm not embedded in Mar-a-Lago, we're all going to go up in a nuclear war. We're all going to die unless I can stop it.
Well, you only need 190 grand. Okay, coming up. Halftime with TV's Andy Levy. And my latest video at Prager University has been watched more than 1 million times. It's called Don't Compare Yourself to Others. Watch it at PragerU.com. Welcome back. Time to find out what we got wrong, what we missed from TV's Andy Levy over in the Red Eye News Deck. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Tom, happy Friday.
It is Friday.
Yes, very exciting. New York Times says Trump is Caddyshack's Al Czervik. Tom, you asked if this means Mike Pence is Wang.
Yeah.
No, he's not Jewish.
Was he Jewish? No, he just told him to.
Come on, man.
Tom hasn't seen it either.
I've seen it, Andy, but I haven't seen it in years. What did he told
He
him
says
to.
it's restricted. Don't tell him you're Jewish.
Don't. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Unbelievable. I don't even want to go on now. I really don't. You have sucked the wind out of my sails. Anthony, you said you're insulted by the Times bringing up Caddyshack 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie sucked and should never be mentioned, period.
Ever. It was the
Ever.
worst thing ever. It was like they tried to recreate Caddyshack 1 with people that just didn't have the talent.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was terrible. I don't want to talk about it.
No, I agree. Moving on. Devore, I completely agree with you that the comparison between Trump and Chervik isn't perfect. But what gets me here is the Times. Imagine watching Caddyshack and thinking Al Chervik is the bad guy the way the Times apparently does.
I don't think that writer understands Caddyshack.
Yeah, which is a problem.
If you're going to write about Caddyshack,
Just in general,
yes.
that's a problem.
Yes, yes. We are in agreement.
Okay. By the way, can we also agree Ted Knight is the best thing in Caddyshack and gets overlooked all the time for how good he is in it?
Oh, you can't have Caddyshack without his reactions.
Yes,
He's the perfect straight guy, bad
Yeah,
guy.
he nailed it. Yep. Jill, I'm assuming I misheard you. Maybe I wasn't paying attention or something. It sounded like you said you've never seen Caddyshack.
I know. You know, I've gotten so much flack for this over the years, too. Yeah, I think I need to see it. I will watch it this weekend, Andy.
All right.
That is my vow
Also,
to
it just
you.
seems to me as a professional, if you know you're going to be talking about it on a show that night, you should have watched it. I mean, that's
thought
just
about
me.
that.
I guess that's just the way I look
I
at
thought
a
about
job.
that.
But, you know.
I thought I could prepare properly and watch a movie right now,
Yeah.
or I could not.
All right. But it was the perfect excuse to watch a movie.
I'm sorry.
All right. Devore, I was going to donate to your Mar-a-Lago GoFundMe thing until you talked about walking around in a kimono.
Well, I'm going to have a lot of costume changes. You have to understand.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, sure. There's a seersucker suit.
Oh, okay.
You know, I want
Evening
to
gown.
fit in as I stroll around talking with all the golf buddies.
Okay. All right. Do you think you're going to hit 200K?
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
I only have $199,000 more to go. It's going to happen.
Elon Musk says automation means we're going to have a universal basic income. Michael, you said you're terrified of our robot overlords.
I am.
So is Musk. He sort of makes that same point.
I think this is all a trick to get people to sign up for his Mars trip, and I will be in that line.
You might be right about that.
Right? We all go to Mars. The rest of the people on Earth, they duke it out trying to get their $1.50 a month. I'll wait.
Mars will be great.
It'll be paradise compared to bloody robot death.
There's no oxygen there.
Julio, you said we always underestimate what's going to happen, you know, which is a totally fair point. And Musk himself says kind of the same thing. He says it's silly to predict things like 50 years into the future because we don't know what's going to happen. The thing is, he sees this as more of a near-term problem that we are going to have to deal with.
Really? I mean, think of the airline industry when the Wright brothers flew their little flyer.
That's exactly what he said.
Who knew that there would be an entire industry based on airline with everything, luggage and all the stuff that it takes to just cart people around the globe? Yeah.
No, he uses that exact example to say why it's silly to predict something that's going to happen 50 years in the future. The only point is he says this is like really near term, 10 to 20 years, and he really does believe.
But we'll be so fascinated that robots are walking around, we won't care. It'll be amazing. We love robots.
Also, Anthony, I like the way you just sort of mentioned, I saw this thing on sex robots. like you accidentally came across it one night.
All right, I meant I saw this thing in my room. It's a sex robot.
I was trying to find PBS, and I accidentally came across this. Jill, you said that, someone's going to have to program the robots, fix the robots, etc. But not really. The point of this is that eventually, and he thinks fairly soon, robots will be programming the robots, and robots will be fixing the robots.
Yeah, I just think through the years we've been, we've built factories, and that means eventually there won't be any jobs for anyone because of, we've heard these predictions through the years, and life has gone on. We still have jobs.
Okay. Devore, you said you would love a guaranteed basic income.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure our viewers were shocked by that.
There's more important things in life than profit, Andrew. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven.
All right. Well, then I guess you should not have $200,000 to go to.
That is not for me. That is for you.
Okay.
Because before Donald Trump launches the nukes, I'll be there saying, no, sir.
Okay.
What if it's a giant needle? Could happen. Yeah. It's all relative.
Theology. I see.
By the way, just a few years ago, an Oxford study predicted that almost 50% of American jobs will be lost to robots and automation within 20 years.
50 years ago?
No, in 2013.
Oh, I thought somebody said that. Yeah.
Not cable news panels.
Yeah. No.
Right.
The Dubai flying taxi. Michael, I'm with you. This terrifies me, but it has nothing to do with the battery life. You all were focusing on the battery life and not on the whole getting into a remote-controlled flying vehicle thing.
That I don't remote control.
That's my point.
If I could fly it, it might be different.
Right. I don't care about the battery life. The battery life doesn't terrify me.
Well, just make sure your butt is on the ground at 59 minutes in.
Guys, none of the flying things you get in, you can fly.
That's the problem.
I know. That's why I have to take a Xanax to get in. DeVore, you said it's one thing to be in a taxi and get rear-ended. It's another thing to fall screaming from the sky in your taxi drone. Agreed. Plus, there's the whole crashing on other people thing.
Oh, yeah, then there's being hit by that drone fall. Yeah, no, that sucks.
Yeah. Kumi, you said this looks awesome, but you'll never get in one. No. This is how I feel, and this is also how I feel about self-driving cars. We may have talked about this before. I think we're just too old for stuff like this. I honestly believe that.
Yeah, but you know what's really odd? For some reason, I'll get in my own car and do 130 miles an hour.
Right.
But, oh, hey, I'm not getting in that self-driver.
Right.
Yeah, I trust myself.
Yeah.
I don't trust.
You meant, of course, hypothetically, not that you would ever break the law.
No, I have tickets pending right now for well over hundreds of miles an hour that I got within the week.
Right.
Yes.
I got to go.
I'm screwed.
Thank you, Andy.
Yep.
Coming up, I go one-on-one with pro basketballer Brock Gillespie. It's a slam dunk. For the past decade, Brock Gillespie has played professional basketball all over the world. He also appeared in the Walt Disney movie Glory Road, and he joins us now. Welcome, Brock.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. I want to talk about playing basketball all over the world. You played in Slovakia, Germany, Finland, Romania, Poland, Japan, Spain, New Zealand. Who's got the best fans?
I'd probably say China right now.
Really?
Yeah, China. It's funny. I was just talking to people from the NBA the other day. They actually make more money in China than they do here in America. So.
Really? And
yeah.
Did you play in China?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, look, I didn't even list all the countries you played, right?
I don't think we have enough time.
Yeah. So you kept jumping around. But what do you do about the language when you play over there? I mean...
So usually I'll have it written into my contract that I'll have a translator, so it makes life a lot easier. But, you know, oftentimes I don't want to know what they're saying. So sometimes I pay my translator not to translate for me.
Right. So these guys, you know, you make good money overseas, right?
Sure. It's tax-free, so, yeah.
Yeah, but do you go for the I mean, what was it? 2005 was when the NBA draft happened, right? And then you were not drafted in the NBA, but was that your first choice?
Yeah, I mean, I went to the NBA Development League. I got drafted in that.
Yep.
And I was kind of up and down. I was a fringe guy, so which, you know, was a little bittersweet. I remember the first time I got called up to the NBA was in Charlotte in 2006 and 2007, and I first arrived, and the security didn't believe who I was. You know, it's like this bittersweet moment. I'm like, I finally made it. I finally arrived.
Yeah. And
then they're like, no, we don't believe you. We're going to need, you know, someone to come down here with a walkie-talkie, call the president, the general manager. So I'm like, you know, buzzkill.
But then, did you have, you know, so say it was like NBA, right? That's the goal. But then, did you always think about the international market, or was that something that kind of came upon you?
I think it kind of came upon me. I mean, you know, when you're in the NBA, sometimes someone like me, I was sitting on the bench the whole time, so it was a real ego kill. So I prefer playing overseas. I had a great time with it. You know, I'm kind of a cultural guy, so I embraced it. I loved it.
Yeah.
So
you see the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about a little politics here.
Right.
I was listening to Kurt Schilling on the radio.
Sure.
He said he believes that 80 to 85% of professional athletes are conservatives. Do you think that number's correct?
I think it varies by sport. I will tell you that I've had, you know, some dealings working with the NBA Players Association in my off season, and I can tell you that there's a lot of quiet conservatives.
That's what Schilling said.
Sure, and that's right. I mean, he's right on. You know, I think I'll give you a sports analogy with Michael Jordan. You know, for years he endorsed Wheaties. Yeah. And he was the face of Wheaties, and there's people on the inside that knew Jordan would say he would literally film the commercials and he'd be eating the Wheaties, and then he would go throw up after the takes. And I think so. A lot of times with these, you know, athletes, I think you have them in public. It's convenient for them to kind of.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Anita Vogel. Vice President Mike Pence is in Germany. Right now, we're waiting to hear him speak before.
Welcome to Red Eye. Hello, everyone. I am Tom Shillue. Let's check in with TV's Andy Levy at the Red Eye Tease Deck. Andy?
Thanks, Tom. Coming up on the big show, Elon Musk backs a universal basic income for everyone, though he worries it might leave us without any meaning in our lives. Meaning schmeaning. Bring on the video games. Come on. Plus, a 7-year-old girl asked Google's CEO for a job, but sadly he tells her to try again when she's older. I guess for now she'll have to take that job making iPhones. And finally, a fortune cookie writer quits due to writer's block. I couldn't think of a joke for this. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Andy. Let's welcome our guests. Well, we don't have champagne, but we do have the bubbly. Entertainment correspondent Jill Dobson. He co-produced the sitcom Outsourced until his job was outsourced. Comedian Michael Loftus. He doesn't cry over spilt milk, just over poorly executed presidential campaigns. Award-winning essayist, political satirist, and liberal hunk John DeVore. And as a reminder, please refrain from flash photography, especially in Times Square. Sitting right next to me, host of the Anthony Cumia Show on Compound Media, Anthony Cumia. Okay, let's start the show. The New York Times dissed President Trump by comparing him to the hero of Caddyshack. In a piece titled "The Caddyshack President," Times editorial writer Elizabeth Williamson observes, "This is rule by Al Czervik, Rodney Dangerfield's character in Caddyshack, a reckless, clownish bore surrounded by sycophants, determined to blow up all convention." Here's the thing. This comparison has been made before to explain why Trump supporters like the man. An NPR story last month quoted a guy who says Trump's fans hear him as a comic hero and a disruptor. It was Rodney Dangerfield or Jackie Mason in the Caddyshack movies, where these two comedians played rich guys who were really average Joes, breaking down the barriers of elite institutions. And last April, the Hill website wrote, "Trump doesn't really pretend to be perfect," and that too is a breath of fresh air. In a world of self-reverential hypocrites, his flaws are obvious for the world to see, kind of like Al Czervik. So Trump supporters love what the New York Times loathes, which confirms what I've long suspected. Those two groups don't see eye to eye. So, if Trump is Al Czervik, what is Mike Pence? Wang? Anthony, this is right up your alley here.
Oh, it certainly is.
Now, did you think of the Rodney Dangerfield comparison before?
Absolutely. Anytime Trump meets with a Japanese businessman, I always think of that. And Sid Wang up with the whole schmear. Naked lady tease, a couple of those. But I'm more insulted at even bringing Caddyshack 2 into this whole thing. The Jackie Mason character had nothing on the Rodney character.
Why did they bring that in?
I don't know, because it was NPR. What did they know about comedy? Stop it.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I absolutely think, look at Bushwood Country Club, full of stuffed shirts, stuffy establishment types. He comes in and upsets them all. Everyone, he was the most beloved character in the movie, aside from, maybe the gopher.
Absolutely. What are you shaking your head from side to side, John DeVore?
Well, you know, people don't understand Caddyshack or Donald Trump.
What?
Okay, first of all, Rodney Dangerfield is a self-made millionaire. Trump is not. He was born into wealth. And more importantly...
Small loan, $1 million loan.
More importantly, Trump would have owned the country club. Right? I mean, in Caddyshack, that's basically Mar-a-Lago.
Well, it's not a direct...
And he owns it.
But it's...
So, he's not a working-class hero. He's Ted Knight.
Yes, but don't you get the sense that Trump's golf bag is kind of like Al's? You know,
he's an Al wannabe, but he's a wannabe. He's one of the stuffed shirts. He owns the country club. That's the point. Al is a guy who came from nothing and became something and is shaking up the country club. Donald Trump owns the country club.
He never would have said something like, last time I saw that, a mouth like that, it had a hook in it, though.
He would never been able to come up with that.
Trump would say something insulting like that, not like Judge Smales, who just kind of was a stuffed shirt. He was absolute establishment. Trump is willing to, throw some barbs around.
Ted Knight is what happens later when he tries to be Al. Right? I mean, Trump is Ted Knight. He's trying to be Al.
Ted Knight is oh gosh, the dude from Utah, Mitt Romney. Oh, when the stock market's got you low, what are you going to do? And then you've got Chevy Chase would be Obama, saying a lot of cool stuff, but it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
Like hope and change, be the ball, Danny. I'll take wackadoodle Trump. Ooh, that's an interesting look. I like that.
Oh, your earpiece came out?
Oh, yeah. It's like, it doesn't want to be
Yeah,
here.
they're not going to talk to you.
Fantastic.
It's purely decorative.
I loved Trump the other day with Bibi. That was total Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
You know, a two-state solution, one state, whatever works for you. I'm good. 1, 2, 3. Let's make it happen. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and
he's making deals on TV.
And did you see at the press conference yesterday? He said when he was talking about the Jewish thing, he said no one. He's the least. Did you know that Trump is the least anti-Semitic and the least racist person anywhere?
Right.
He is.
He said that.
He did.
Yeah.
I believe him.
But isn't that's like Al, is it not?
He's not like Al.
He's totally like Al.
Okay, it's tiebreaker.
Hey, well, he is like Rodney Dangerfield in that he often is saying, I get no respect. Trump's always like, the media doesn't respect me. You're not respecting me. People are respecting me. And
Absolutely.
so he has that in common with Rodney Dangerfield. I'll give him that much.
And it is Jill, I believe it's more than anything else, and forget about, DeVore is obsessed with money and economics, like most liberals are.
Yes, with class and with the working people and with making sure that there are people in this country who are hurting get the help they need.
But it's the refreshing candor. Saying what the average guy says. That's what Trump does. It's about the political correctness. That's why the average guy likes him, right or wrong, Jill?
Sure. Here's the problem. I haven't seen Caddyshack.
What?
Whoa!
That is a problem. Wow. Why did we even let you on the panel
I
tonight?
know. I didn't want to admit it, but
Stereotypes here.
Something's wrong.
I mean,
sorry.
can you say 24